and then you went to your mother's rose garden.
Yeah, had a little breakdown. And then people came out of the trees.
Duna and Francis.
Francis fucking Brunton!
Yeah. Remember Francis?
What? Francis
From like Act 1?
from like episode 7?
Yeah.
Francis fucking Brunton, who we'd all forgotten about, let's be real.
Let's be real.
Let's be real. Who was thinking about Francis Brunton?
No,
here at
because
the end of the day?
I'll be honest. Taya said Francis, and I was like, I know that name's important. I know it's something to do with me. Who the fuck is Francis?
You're Ginger and Francis has got something to do with me. Let's give me a moment.
But yeah, I think it was, yeah. This was Duna, which Rosalind was like, okay, weird, but makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, you do weird shit. Like, we don't, and you know what we're at. It makes sense you'd check on us. Like, that weird, but sure.
For a moment, I thought it was a weird, somehow they'd opened, like, the pocket dimensions and, like, my mum was coming back. And then I was like, no.
Somehow Duna returned.
That always gets me.
But yeah,
Do you know what?
I was just going to say, they arrived, like, the earthquakes happened, and then they kind of turned up and was like, what's going on in?
Yeah. What were you going to say?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think for a moment I thought it was Amelia because Lyndon said it's the same hair that Talia and Gilbert has, and Talia and Gilbert don't have quite the same hair because Talia's got Amelia's hair in the slightly
I
different
think
shades.
he meant, like...
He just meant very ginger,
Yeah.
which they both were, but I had a moment where I was like... And then I was like, that would be weird. And then I was like, Francis?
Yeah.
Who's Francis?
Yeah.
Is it my grandmother? No, that's wrong.
Yeah. No.
Who's Francis?
I remember, Rosalind sort of remembered Francis in the moment. And then she did pass her history check, so, like,
Yeah.
she didn't remember it. But, like, as the player playing Rosalind, like... Because, I mean, they rocked up while Rosalind was, like, having a... Rosalind was like, okay, I'm trying to, like, grieve my mother, lads. What is going on now? She was really like, what fresh fuckery is this? Like, can I not have, like, 5 minutes to grieve, please?
No.
And, yeah, and then this woman pops out, and she was like... I've seen you. Because I think because Francis is so distinctive that it's that, like, you don't see people who look like Francis. So I think she was just like... And they were like, all right, what's going on? Like, we need to talk business. And Rosalind was really like...
Hang on, you've just walked out of a tree.
Through a tree, darling.
You're missing. Why are you ripped off a family tree?
That really got me in
like,
Rio.
It really got the two of us because it was like, you came out of a tree. Through a tree, darling.
Yeah.
We're like, yeah.
From our perspective, you came out of a tree.
I don't know about druids. Like, fuck.
They came
You're
out.
the only Hereford woman that hasn't been taught about druids.
Literally. Rosalind was really like, Talia
was really...
your aunt's here.
She was really like, what fresh fuckery is this? That, like, there's another secret order of magic
Talia was
people
so dumb.
related to our fucking families, and we've not been told again, and these ones are all women. There's no reason for this. We're all women. You could have told us.
She was so done with it.
She was really like, I swear to God, if another fucking Pentecost shows up, and they're magic too, I'm throwing hands.
Here comes the non-binary Pentecost with their secret organisation.
You know? Like, she was really like, if there's another fucking family magical secret organisation and we're the only generation to not know, I'm losing my shit.
But Georgiana couldn't tell or teach me.
I
She
understand.
couldn't,
I understand.
You know?
I understand why it worked out that way. In that moment, Talia didn't know that.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Because it is
funny. Because
it is
when you think
ultimately-
about it, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Like Georgiana was not able to share anything real of herself.
Well, I'm glad though, even though we're the only generation to not know, Harold didn't have a fucking clue either. So
Well,
Harold's
yeah.
like-
it's not just us.
No, but Harold's a man,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Like, nobody was supposed to know.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know? The Brontons don't know.
Talia was really like, okay, but like, what, you could have like come and said hello. Like, you knew Gilbert was looking for you. This is her thing that she wants to like speak to Francis about, because she's like, okay, but you knew Gilbert was looking for you. So you knew that Gilbert hadn't disowned you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you know who I am, and you've heard what I'm like because you've said that you've like heard that we're similar. Like,
Yeah.
so you at least know a little bit about me.
But I will say this. it is not Francis's organization or her place. She
No,
is
yeah.
like
She
she is the equivalent
She
of
was
Diamond
adopted.
to the
To the
Diamond.
True.
You know,
Or Seth to us three.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's very much like she
She's the
can't make those
outsider.
decisions. She is the outsider. She was brought in because
True, yeah.
she was ostracized.
Which I, as a player, understand.
Yes.
Talia is very like Talia does understand, and this is another moment where I'm like, oh no, she has grown from what she was.
Yeah.
But she's still like, okay, I'm not angry. I'm not enraged. I'm not gonna start fighting people, but I would like you to explain to me the situation because I don't understand, and that's going to cause frustration.
Yeah, like she was just very done with it all.
Yeah.
Which is progress from, punching people in the face.
I pulled a Venya.
Yeah.
Started
Yeah.
slamming a chair.
No, but healthy boundaries.
It's good that Seth has mending, I suppose.
Yeah.
Like, all right, yeah, that's fine.
Well,
that'd be
it
great.
around
was
fixing-
already a broken chair. Like, she didn't
Yeah.
break anything.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. And it's like, well, I guess I was gonna fix that anyway, so I suppose I'll just
Yeah.
continue to fix it a bit more.
Yeah.
But it was because it was very much. It was also the grandmother Hereford,
Being pushed by two badgers really got me. Obsessed.
and it's also very much a case of like, all right, Azrael, amazing,
Yeah.
and as Seth is like, oh well, these are the two badgers.
Yeah.
These are the two badgers that push.
The two badgers. It's her badgers.
It's her badgers.
Rosalind was so like. I think Rosalind might still think that was a hallucination because of the state she was in when they all
Well, Rosalind
came
didn't
through.
see it.
Oh, true.
It was just Seth. It was
But,
Seth coming
there
by
was
himself.
so many things that Rosalind, I think, was still like.
Yeah.
Until they started talking and like explaining things and it started to feel more real. When she was just crashing out in the rose garden, she was really like, why are you in a tree? Like,
calls to Talia to check that she's not seeing
no, but that is
things.
kind of what it was. She was like, Talia, I think your missing aunt is here. I don't know what's happening. I just wanted to come and have a cry. Like, but we got Druid Law,
That's some dreadlock.
which I really love. I'm so on because, obviously, since the last episode, we've had a little bit of a break. We've obviously had time to ponder. Georgiana turns into an owl and she's been famous for her perfect rose garden. Obviously, I've been like, she's a druid. And the fact that Duna is a druid makes me so happy. The fact that, like, the secret organization of women are, like, the druids have been flavoured to be very witchy, to be very historically witchy. And then the fact that Lyndon has tied that in with, like, no, that actually is where it was coming from when women were being persecuted as witches. Like, it's so narratively perfect for the story we've been telling that these women do still exist and they have been out there and they are following the way of the root in the river and they're doing their thing. And the fact that Georgiana is married to Frederick because she had the same plan as Rosalind with the Viscount.
Yeah.
Nah. Destroyed me, mate.
That and it's quite funny because I knew about that stuff about it before you even came up with the plan of marrying the Viscount.
Oh my god!
Like I'm pretty certain when you were doing that, I was just there like,
You are your mother's daughter. No,
Um,
that's bonkers.
Oh my god.
yeah.
That is bonkers. It's the fact that I did that without knowing.
Because it's one of those things where it's like, if Lyndon came up with that afterwards, and it's just
Yeah.
like, well, yeah, brilliant storytelling. But
it
it was the
makes
fact that it
sense.
was like
Pre-planned.
kind of planned situation. It was just like, wow,
That is bonkers.
bit nutty that, innit?
That broke me. But
Oh
we
my
do have it
God.
confirmed that Georgiana died and
Yeah.
was brought back to life. And Harold, do you know what really got Rosalind? Because there was a moment where she almost, she sort of checked that she wasn't angry at Harold. She was
Yeah.
like, you didn't know about that though, did you? And he was like, not a clue. And it was then Harold being like, well, if we could just do that willy-nilly, like there's so many people I would have... There's some things you just don't do.
Yeah.
Like, it was the fact that Harold... Because obviously Harold has stood up to Frederick in, times that we've seen recently. But Rosalind was so relieved to see Harold, Frederick's closest friend and, like, peer, being like, nah, there's some things you do not do. Like, you fucked up there. Like, Rosalind was so like, oh, okay, fine, thank God there's one of you that is seeing sense,
That really got me as well, just how... So
Oh, yeah,
Frederick,
Agatha was really angry.
Yeah, Frederick lost Georgiana and he just brought her back because he could. Didn't even think about it. Whereas when Agatha was considering bringing back Thomas, she was told why that wasn't a good idea and thought about it.
I've just registered that Duna was speaking from like first,
Yes.
like,
First-hand
first-hand experience.
from somebody in her order,
Yeah.
a woman she was close to.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
then had her soul destroyed.
Sorry,
basically.
I hadn't. Yeah, I hadn't
That's
put one and two
that's why
together,
I was
and
so
really
angry.
like.
Yeah.
That
Like I'd put all of that together. I just hadn't registered that. Like,
Yeah.
Duna knew.
Duna's friend.
Yeah. And then the clip of Duna when she's like, because it's one of the clips from the show that has always haunted me the most. I've talked about it so much, is the dialogue where Duna's like, do you love him? Yes. Did he love you? Yes. Then it's better this way.
Yeah.
I'm going to cry.
Yeah.
I got shivers. Lyndon
got
Rufus
that.
Winters, when I find you.
And I didn't make the connection. You mentioned Thomas, and that's when I made the connection. Like, oh, Frederick did what I wanted to do,
Yeah.
but he
just did it.
He just did it. He didn't think about the repercussions. He just wanted
He was
his wife back.
selfish. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
I was like, I wish it was that easy.
and it's
I
one of-
really do.
It's one of those things with like, say what you want about the Pentecost, Penhallows. What are you?
Pentecost.
I'm a Pentecost.
I get those two mixed up. It's when they
yeah.
begin with a PE and then like a.
Well, they
AR.
both begin with pen.
It's like they begin with an A, they end with a PE. I don't know what the hell's going on a lot of the time.
AP actual play. Whoa, very meta.
And we're ending the show there.
Sorry.
Yeah, Archibald Penhallow and Albert Pentecost. Not
Not very original.
very original, is it?
So what are you again?
Pentecost.
I'm Pentecost.
Yeah, because you just said the other way around. I was like,
Sorry.
wait, sorry, did you not just say the other thing? I'm losing my mind.
Whatever. Agatha Pentecost.
Do you want to know a fun fact?
Hmm.
Talia was also going to be a pen something.
Really?
I genuinely.
The
if-
original plan.
Maria would lose that
I tell you right now, if you had done that, I genuinely would just, like, I couldn't.
I
Yeah.
thought you were going to say
Well-
stop watching this show.
Stop watching the show because I'd be like, I don't know who
the-
anyone is anymore.
The OG plan was because you two had come up with those names and I didn't have a surname for Talia, was like, oh, well, we'll make it so that
It's a
we're a
thing.
set.
Yeah.
And then I was like, no, it's actually so perfect that
Yeah.
the Brontons don't fit
Well,
the pattern.
Yeah.
For me, because I wanted like a religious surname that was actually a surname, Pentecost
Yeah.
surname. Because another one I was thinking about was Abbott, but then it was
You can't
Agatha
have
Abbott, Albert Abbott.
No, you can't have that.
Abbott is Martha's maiden name. So
Yeah, that
Right.
makes sense.
In all fairness,
Yeah.
my grandparents named my my grandparents named my mother and their siblings. All they
they're
all
all
begin
this-
with the M.
Yeah.
because their last name is Wren, so like their initials look like that. You know?
Madame Marable.
So it's like that.
Wicked
you know,
witch.
You know,
Everyone's killing me with my favourite internet reference.
anyways,
And I'm
I
sat
love
here
the show, yeah.
getting none of them.
so as I was saying, the Pentecost.
Yeah.
Great, I finally got it. The Pentecost. Say what you want about them. They're not the smartest group of people.
No.
But this conversation and like Agatha's kind of reaction and Albert being there very much kind of resounded that they are the type of people who are like the rules are the rules for a reason. Not with every rule, of course. They are more than willing and flexible to change rules if they make sense to
Yeah.
change.
Well, they know which rules need to be broken and which shouldn't be.
Yes.
Yeah.
There are like fundamentals that I think all three of them would stand by.
Yeah.
And be like, you know.
These
Yeah.
are things that you don't do. And then there are some where it's like, okay, well, sometimes you can do that to do
Yeah.
this.
And
But like I think their
Yeah.
like their idea of rule keeping and rule breaking, from what I've seen, is never because of selfish reasons.
it's always
Yeah.
still because of right and wrong
It's always because of right and wrong.
and bigger picture.
Yeah, bigger picture.
But Aggie's on her growth arc.
Oh no, growth
like,
more
you
so
know,
recently, less of
Yeah.
because it's very much like it's right or wrong. You can break some rules if need be. It's never.
But
for
you can
selfish
see
reasons.
that's where Agatha's arc is taking her,
Yes.
and always
Yeah.
has been. Because
Yes.
you started with like, I must obey every rule in the Bible. You
Yeah.
know, you had to push that too far to come back and find what it really is.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, Frederick didn't. He broke the fundamental laws of nature and everything. It still wasn't super clarified why the Lord of Hell is involved, and why he's owed Georgiana's soul for some reason.
I'm sure that'll come up.
I'm also interested in a lore aspect because obviously we have just brought people back from the dead.
So I think it's
but
because...
revivify is after 60 seconds.
Well, this is
They're
what I
not
mean.
fully dead.
I think part of it is because it's such a short time, and I think part of it is because of the situation that they died in.
Yeah.
Like our people didn't die in the mortal realm.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I think the thing is it's just that because of how Revivify works, I think, with D&D lore, is that, like, your soul doesn't leave your body in 60 seconds. You know? Like,
Okay.
You can still reconnect it.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's still kind of there. It's,
Whereas I think with Thomas and with Georgiana, it's that thing of, like, the soul is gone. Like, they
Yeah.
are dead.
And necromancy is like a ritual. It's not just something that can be done.
Yeah.
Hello?
I've played Frederick and he has Speak with Dead. I've just registered that.
I was also going to say for the Revivify thing, it's very much kind of like if someone loses a heartbeat, if you do chest compressions, you can bring
Yeah.
it back in 60
Yeah.
seconds.
Yeah.
You know, it's...
Yeah.
It's like 60 seconds is that sort of sweet spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where there's still a
Like,
chance.
there's a chance of
You're
bringing it
not
back.
fully... You've not fully left the mortal realm.
Yeah.
You know? But it just...
And because that doesn't work if you've died of any natural illness, does it? Revivify.
No.
No, yeah.
No.
Revivify only works if, like, you've been killed.
Like, Revivify couldn't have brought back Georgiana.
Yeah.
Who was just sick.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it really got me, that whole conversation. Obviously, Rosalind was a mess in that conversation, so she wasn't super clear and articulate. But that was the scene, I think, of everything where she got to process at least a tiny bit, a starting bit, what had happened and what Frederick had done, and to reach the conclusion of, no, actually, because the thing is, she had almost reached a point of peace with him after their conversation. Well, it was like, okay, well, we can just be detached and work as colleagues, and I can move on because I know myself now. I'm not sorry for what I've done. I don't care what you think of me. And but she wasn't particularly angry at him anymore. She'd sort of let go of that. And then this conversation, what really struck her was, no, I hate him. Like, I do. I hate him the way I hated Edward. I hate him. I don't want him dead. I don't want harm to come to him. I don't want anything to do with him, and I don't want his name. Like, and, you know, she didn't... I think she called him an idiot. I think she said she hated him.
She did.
And I think she said that Harold was, like, the best of the fathers.
She did.
And that was the first time she sort of has fully had that sort of resonate in her. But that was the scene that really sank in now. I will be your colleague if I have to, but I don't think I'll ever be at peace with Frederick.
I think you have a good case of kicking him out of the sanctum.
Well, he's broken every law.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you guys have a good case
He
of...
broke, like, the number one rule.
So I think you don't even have to be his colleague.
Yeah. And she doesn't want to. I mean, if Rosalind had a choice, she would literally never see him again.
Yeah.
But
Like- Well, she wouldn't.
If
She would see him
anything-
once more to be like, I need you to explain in detail what you did, and then I will never see you again.
Well,
But
sorry. Oh, I was going to say that's what I needed with Mark.
Yeah.
I needed
That's
that
how
final
it feels.
conversation to tell her, I'm not seeing you again.
I'm gonna go to hell. I'm gonna rescue him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have one last word with him, and then he's never seeing me
Yeah.
again.
like, maybe I'm taking this too far. I don't know if there's any way to do this. I think, given what he's done, he's proved that he can't be trusted, so he should be stripped of his powers. I don't know if there's a way to de-level people.
I think there is.
It would be great. But then I'm also like, how did he do it? I'm so interested.
Yeah, it's a lot more lore that I think will come up when we go to hell.
Yeah.
Because when we get to talk to them both. Because Rosalind really is just like, no, I actually can't ever make my peace with that, and I don't want to, in the same way that it was with the Viscount, of like, I can't make peace with it and I don't want to and I shouldn't have to. Like, you are the reason I was abused as a child. You were and I didn't have to be. You were the reason the woman you claim you loved has spent like 14 years unable to feel anything or do anything. Like, that's not love. And I think Rosalind, because all the druids were like, oh yeah, he's like just a passionate idiot, whatever. And Rosalind was really like, that's not love. Like, Rosalind was really like, I know what love is, and that's not. He might think it is. It's a very masculine, patriarchal sort of love. You just want your wife alive because you need her. That's so selfish. Agatha needed Thomas, and she let him go. You know? Like, what you did made her life awful. Like she was not living a life. She was living as a soulless woman, but with all the frustration of knowing that, I had to grow up thinking that my mother hated me, and I became such a worse person for it. I broke Talia's heart. I ruined our lives for years, and everything that I put myself through in London, the reason Rosalind was able to be groomed by the Viscount was because of how badly her childhood broke her, and that is Frederick's choice. And this is the thing that gets me, is it's like, when you grow up just with an abusive parent, like, that is a choice they're making, but that's who they are, you know? Frederick and Georgiana, it shouldn't have been the way it was because of Frederick's choice. It was. And she'll never get over that, and she doesn't think she should, to be honest.
Yeah.
And like, then, on top of that, genuinely, I think this is, and I've said this before, probably the worst heartbreak she's ever felt on the show. It's topped everything, is finding out Georgiana took in Francis, who was queer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That broke her. Because it's always, I mean, it's been her whole family and society, and it's been very much Frederick as well, but genuinely the driving force in Rosalind's childhood, internalized homophobia, and the breakdown of her relationship with Talia was Georgiana. Like, and I think she said it in that moment, she was like, she was who I was scared of more than anything, and she was the one who should have looked after me and listened. Like, she was the one who would have got it, and she was the reason I was so terrified and hated myself and did so many bad choices.
Well, I mean, you met the Druids, and they're all very just like lovely, kind. Nature, nature is beautiful.
We just maintain the balance.
We maintain the balance, and it's you know, we don't interfere. Everyone's lives are their own, and we don't interfere. Nature is beautiful. People can and have that beauty within them. Yeah. And so that's who Georgiana was.
That's who she should have been. And, like, yes, she's still, you know, quite a stern, formidable woman. She's
Absolutely.
quite, like, that's her personality, but she was also loving, you know, in her way. And she was kind, and she had, like, these beliefs. And you stole that from her. Like, you stole my mother from me because you wanted your wife. And that's not fair. Yeah. I hate him. Yeah. I do hate him.
Yeah.
But speaking of mothers,
speaking of that, you stole my mother from me because you wanted your wife. Harold did the same thing.
Yeah. And again, it's what comes back to what I was saying at the start, and why Rosalind chose that moment to be done with the Viscount was every example of adult heterosexual couples she's grown up with, the husband has killed or destroyed the wife.
Yeah, whether he meant to or not. Yeah.
That's what ended up happening. Yeah. And I just want to take a moment before we talk about it, because I don't really have much to say. But before we do, I just want to say that I'm really in awe of the scene between you and Lyndon.
It was incredible.
I think it might be my favourite scene of the show. I think it was one of the most beautiful pieces of work I've ever seen live, and I felt very lucky to be in the room.
I'll tell you.
And I'm gonna cry talking about it, but like it was really special.
I'll tell you right now how uncomfortable it was for me, and to be in the best way possible, how uncomfortable it was for me to be on this sofa with you while this was going on, because I was like, I am sat in the middle of a abused child and a clearly
very
mentally unwell woman who is not okay, and I'm sat here and I'm just like.
And again, it's like Harold is the best dad and he's the one who's made the difference, but it's a reminder that like all of that is also Harold's doing. You know,
Harold is the best dad now.
Yeah.
You know?
Harold is the best dad, and look at what he's left in his wake.
He's the best dad because of the growth, like because of how accepting he was after the conversation started to happen.
Yeah.
You know?
I think it's because I went into this knowing that Martha wasn't going to change.
Yeah.
I knew it would be a very frustrating conversation where she's going to be steadfast in her belief, and that Agatha knew no matter what she said or how she said it, it wasn't going to change anything for anyone but herself.
Yeah.
And it was very, very overwhelming, just like wanting Martha to just sit down, stop talking, and her not doing it and just rambling on about Bibles and medicine. It was very, very, very overwhelming. But yeah, Agatha she had to do it. She had to say, this is what I've been up to. I don't need religion. I don't need medicine because I'm fine without it.
Oh my god, Morne. When you said the line that really has got me
is it the one that's killed me?
Is it the I'm so miserable all the time and
that
this
one was
misery
good.
is so much better than how it felt to be near you?
Oh.
Because that, and then the other one is the like, do it then, wash my mouth out with soap.
Oh,
what
that
are you
was
gonna
so
do?
I was
Like,
so close to saying wash my mouth out with soap, you fucking cunt. 'Cause I just couldn't get those words
No,
out. I
that's
just
fair.
couldn't.
Agatha swore.
Agatha did say fucking in front of her.
Did I?
Did say
Yeah.
fucking.
She
in
was
front
like,
of her.
I don't need any fucking medicine.
Did I say that?
Yes.
I don't
Say.
need a fucking Bible.
Oh yeah.
Ah.
I
didn't even
I
realise I
think
said
it was
that.
just the once.
Yeah.
Because I was so like,
Yeah.
Agatha doesn't swear.
No.
And
You know,
that's the
in
first time
in the
she's
same
sworn.
way that Rosalind doesn't swear.
Yeah.
Especially not with like a hard fucking.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because like Talia has an awful mouth. Like she'll swear
Yeah.
all the time. But
Yeah.
like it's always been one of the things that I've been very aware of is that neither of these two do. And it's always very, I don't want to say poignant when they do, but that's kind of what I mean.
because that's
the-
something's effective when you don't hear it a lot.
Yeah, like when in media, when people swear all the time, it doesn't hit as much. But when you have a character that doesn't swear very often, when it does, it just hits that a bit harder.
Yeah.
I hadn't realised I'd sworn, so actually slay for me.
Yeah.
The line for me that really cherry on top was the description at the end of giving her a kiss on the cheek
Oh my god, no, stop.
in the way that a loving
Stop.
daughter and a loving mother would,
Because
you're
that's the
never
last
gonna
chance you're ever gonna get.
get that. That I really was like, it was already a masterpiece,
No,
and
for
that I
real.
was really like,
For real. I was in awe, but like in such a devastated way.
Yeah.
But also in just so like proud of Agatha.
Uh-huh.
Like I cannot explain how proud I am of Agatha Pentecost.
It was. I had something. Can't remember now.
I'll say my personal favourite line. These were great. This is probably a less effective line, but I'll explain why. I'll have a drink. I took laudanum. I went to a whorehouse. I've had intercourse. I've killed people, and everything is okay.
yes, and everything is okay. Fucking
The
broke
way
me.
she said, and everything is okay.
Yeah.
And do you know what? It just made me so sad for Martha as well. And I think that's part of the masterpiece of the scene, is that like, as much as obviously you're with Agatha and the power is with Agatha because she needs to stand up to her abuser, but at the same time, Martha is the way she is because she is severely ill and never got treatment.
Yeah.
And Martha by the end was so like pitiful, and it's just that like horrifying thing of like, oh God, like, and she's never gonna be okay, and she's never gonna understand that everything can be okay.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, I've remembered what it was. It was
Sorry?
when she left the room and she called you a demon.
Yeah.
Me a
She
whore.
called you a whore.
Yeah.
And I can't remember if I stood up for you, but I definitely stood up for you and said,
Yeah,
"Don't
you were
call
like,
her a
don't
whore."
talk to her like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Martha said, like,
I think-
slut-shamed Rosalind
Yeah.
a
As a
lot.
child,
As
yeah.
a child.
I think you didn't stand up for me because I think Talia was just like, not anymore. I was.
Oh, yeah, fair.
That got taken away.
Yeah.
Because little throwback. In childhood, Talia had so much fun messing with Martha, because Martha was horrid to everyone, but you know, was also very horrid to Talia in a specific like.
You're demonic.
You're demonic. You're from the devil. The Bible knows what you are, and she had a lot of fun feeding into that, and yeah.
Yeah, but because obviously, like, growing up, Agatha wouldn't have liked
Stood up
Martha.
for us as well.
Yeah,
Like,
Agatha never would have stood up to you when she was
She was
younger.
scared, yeah.
Yeah, but knowing that, like you can't slut shame a child, and also just like it's fine.
And also
Do you know,
that,
like,
like,
people have sex. It's
Also
fine,
that,
mum.
Yeah, like whore is not a derogatory term. That was
Yeah.
so
good.
Yeah.
But I think the other thing as well, the reason that it's so like beautiful that you stood up for Rosalind specifically is because Agatha would have never have called Talia a demon child.
No.
You did slut shame
You did
Rosalind.
slut shame
I did
In the
Rosalind.
show. Oh my god, I'm
You
gonna make a
know?
parallel video.
You know, like,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what I think is so gorgeous about that, is, like, you didn't really like Talia, you were probably a bit scared of her,
Yeah.
but you never actively...
You never thought there were
like,
demons in her.
Yeah, you never sort of repeated the things that Martha said about
No.
her to her,
No.
whereas you sort of did do that
did
to
do
Rosalind.
that.
But
that's why it's
also
so-
came from like internalization because
Absolutely.
like
Yeah,
Agatha
of course.
had sexual thoughts like
Yeah.
like
Would never.
You should
growing up like she had these thoughts and like she had a crush on Archibald and
Yeah.
like so that was very internalized from her as well.
Yeah. But that's why I think that was so gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, the moment...
And it's also then in standing up for Rosalind in that way and in being called a whore, she's also standing up for herself because
Yeah.
Agatha was the first one to have sex.
Yeah.
And to you
With
know,
a whore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and to sort of really be part of that family.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Oh, I should have brought up that Harold is no.
Well,
That's
let's not go too far.
Oh my god,
into it.
and then I think
Not
the
my
thing
place.
That's
that
not
I-
your place.
The
No.
thing that I thought was
Harold
the
can
most
bring that
beautiful
up.
of all was that then you went downstairs and you said, Dad, you have to get her help.
Yeah.
I don't care about your reputation.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that destroyed
And
me.
like obviously the mental health system non-existent.
Yeah.
Bedlam's about all we've got, and that got burned down.
Yeah, but I just feel like
But Harold is so rich that he
he's
can
so
track down
rich.
specialist
Yeah,
doctors
and she
do
doesn't
research
even
and
need
stuff.
to like go to a hospital. It can be she can be at home and have someone to like care for her. She doesn't need to be put away. So, like Harold has the money to have someone come stay.
Honestly, we could just start with like a better priest being like,
Well,
okay, now
yeah.
why do you think
All
that?
that,
Just like,
all
like just
Yeah. But
start with that and
But
then get a doctor
also,
with
Rio,
it. along
that's
with it too.
why there is a personal chapel because, like, Martha's not part of any denomination. She's part of her own.
Yeah.
The Martha denomination.
Then she needs a community. Like I think she needs
Yeah.
a community
Yeah.
and doctors. Like
She
that's
is
what it is.
she's a very isolated woman, but in doing so, it just
makes it worse.
it just makes it worse.
And I think it was really beautiful on Agatha's part because it, you know, we've just seen this scene that's so horrible and uncomfortable, but also so, like, you know, good to get justice. But then it's so beautiful to bring it back to, like, not the real problem, but to that, like, okay, Harold, and now you also need to take responsibility.
Yeah.
Because you already did, because I, you know, you had that conversation with him.
Yeah.
But now he needs to take responsibility in a practical way
Yeah.
and do some actions about it.
Yeah.
And change how he's living. Change how he's treating his wife.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was really beautiful.
Yeah.
Instead of just running away to a whorehouse and fucking whoever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you can still do that. Like, that's fine.
But
Just
at
like,
the same
we
time,
don't
could you
care.
pay for someone to make sure she's okay?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the talking when you left after the fainting and the final bit of the monologue and the loving kiss goodbye, and when you came out of the room and you discussed the
drawer.
the loose floorboards.
that was
in
so
Line Regis.
good.
Yeah, so it would have been quite early on when I messaged Lyndon saying, can Agatha have had like a secret compartment somewhere?
Yeah.
Because part of Agatha's history, I don't know if I've brought this up on camera before, is that Harold would bring her gifts from...
Yeah.
I know there was one
Yeah.
scene where he brought her chocolate. So
Yeah,
that the wrapper that the
yeah.
chocolate came in is in the floorboard still. So...
It's not got any chocolate
It's not got any
left in it.
chocolate
You got all
inside.
the- you-
I ate the chocolate.
You got all the crumbs out of that.
Yeah.
All right.
It's Agatha. She wasn't allowed chocolate, so she would have
literally-
made
Yeah.
that wrapper is clean.
Yeah.
And that's where we're ending the show today.
Love her.
But also like because Agatha's very well read, but not with fiction. She reads a lot of historical, medical, naturey books. But obviously, those still would have been censored because, like, especially with historical books,
Yeah.
they're not Martha's like idea of history. And those like books were taken away from her so that she wouldn't have like independent thinking.
Yeah.
So she does have some books hidden away that she would read from. Anyway.
Did a final house tour?
Yeah. Yeah.
Got a police.
I did I didn't find anything interesting. I left a note for my brothers.
Yep.
Because
We never found out what the note said.
no, I mean, I think I'll write it at some point and just give it to Lyndon because I think it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Because I do hope, I don't know if I'll get it in a sort of epilogue-y bit or if I'll get it in a future thing. I do want Rosalind to talk with her brothers, because what Rosalind wants to do is tell them everything. Rosalind is very much like, well, you deserve to know and be safe, and then you can do what you want with it. You're probably not going to see me again. But here's everything that's happened. It was kept from you. Bye. Maybe not about the druids, because that's like they're a secret thing, and they should be. That's different. They would be persecuted and killed and stuff, and that's their mothers. But I think she wants to tell them about the demons and about the sanctum, and just be like, well, if you ever want it, it's there for you. No pressure. This is why I'm leaving, and I'm not a penholder anymore, but I have a lot of love for you both. Goodbye. But the note itself is basically similarly to what she said to Lilith. Just sorry, things have been so bad. I'm alive. There's so much to tell you that I will as soon as I can. I'll let you know when things have calmed down. In the meantime, just stay safe, protect the house, protect the people in the village. I think it's just that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But because she was so set on telling them and talking to them, because she just wanted to be like, well, it's not fair that you don't know, so here you are. It's not fair that Archibald doesn't know that he was tortured in a basement for 2 months, you know? And now the Viscount's dead, she really wanted to talk to Archibald. So I think her thing is just that there will come a day where, and she said it, I'm alive, I'm fine, and I will be in contact when I can. There will be a time that she does that and has a little family meeting, and then fucks off. Which will be nice for her, I think. Closure, I guess. But yeah, that was that.
I still think that we should get cottages next door to each other.
Yeah.
We all met up back in the hall.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We got healed.
Yes. Which was
Thank you, Druids.
Great.
Thank
That
you
was so good.
much.
needed.
That was so
Much
good.
needed.
Yeah.
Because it's happening tonight. We have hours. The earth is rumbling. That is the Lord of Hell coming through. That's probably Lilith fighting him. Georgiana trying to hold him back. It's begun. It has begun.
Not fun looking at my spell slot sheet. And
No, it's not, is it? It's not fun.
I've only got one left, and I only got that from my level up.
No, one of mine is only from my level up. Because, fun fact, we leveled up after we
Yes,
killed the Viscount.
Very cool.
Very cool, very cool. You'll see, hopefully, some of our new spells and abilities over the next few episodes.
I don't have any new spells.
I
abilities.
just got
I just got an ASI.
Yeah, same. I got 2.
Well, that's new abilities. It's better abilities.
Yeah.
I got spell.
I got spells.
Oh, spell and cantrip, I suppose. Yes. I also got given the 5 first level ring.
Very useful.
Just cure
Thank
wounds.
you, Druids.
Yeah, it's not gonna, maximum I could do is 15 because it'll be the 8 plus 7. But that's fine.
That's still pretty good.
That's still fine. It will at the very least get people up from the
Yeah.
floor, or it will be well, here's enough to make sure you don't go down. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, it all depends on initiatives and stuff, I
It
suppose.
does.
And then got through the tree to
The palace.
a palace.
Because we found out we need the crown jewels and scepter. We need the throne at Westminster.
Yep.
And the king.
Do you know what we weren't told?
Anything
Anything
else.
else. Literally anything
fucking
else. Can these motherfucking fathers do anything other than keep the information for themselves and be like, I'm just going to tell you at the last moment
Fathers
the
of
things
the
that you need to
Sanctum
know.
tell their children anything. Challenge
Because-
level impossible.
Because now, if anything goes wrong with Harold, nobody
fucked.
knows what to do.
Yeah, we're
Nobody knows a single thing what to do because they haven't fucking told anyone. This should be general knowledge in the Sanctum.
General
Everybody should know how this ritual is done.
Yep. It's the most important
It's like
thing.
the
It's
one thing we've been
It's like
asking
the Sanctum's
for.
whole job.
It's like the one thing we've been asking for since we found out there was a ritual with the king. We said we should go and we should try and get in with the king, and we need to know what the ritual is. Those are the two fucking things.
We do, however, now know why it didn't work with the king before.
We do.
Yeah, in all fairness, the king is fine with the end.
It was one of them.
Yeah.
So that's fun. That was a twist that, you know, didn't necessarily come and take me completely by surprise, but it has made me, you know?
Yeah.
And I will say, the things that we're going to discuss now, generally some of the most confusing, batshit, what the hell is going on?
You can tell we're in the finale because now the show's gone off the rails.
It's truly it's very
Rosalind
much.
did so many things.
It's truly the first time in the show, and I'm glad Seth gets to experience it all.
It feels like D&D.
What? Huh?
So we show up in the garden.
Yeah, and we improvise.
And we improvise.
We show up in the garden, and the guards immediately go, "Hey!" And then Rosalind turns into a guard and be like, "I'm taking these people prisoners," and they're like, all right.
We'll come with you.
Okay, no, because the thing is, right, so until it all goes very badly wrong, I started rolling incredibly fucking well. Because Rosalind is kind of an insane build for certain things. Because she's a charisma spellcaster, and I just leveled up. My modifier to all charisma checks is now +9. I also have the actor feat, which means I get advantage on deception and persuasion when I'm pretending to be someone else. I have Mask of Many Faces as a warlock. This is a bonkers combination. And with guidance from Seth, so I was rolling at all of my persuasion and deceptions at advantage with a +9 and a guidance.
Yep.
That's bonkers, quite frankly. So they were just like, sure.
Yeah. And we got into and as Lyndon likes to say, we got into the room.
We got into the room because Rosalind's original plan and all that she was thinking in her very no time that she had to try and think anything through was that, well, if I say they're prisoners and that they need to be questioned urgently, maybe I can convince him to just question us urgently now and we can try and talk to him. Like, because Rosalind's plan, I mean, everyone was important, but like, again, it's nice to see her having some confidence in herself and her abilities, because Rosalind's plan was sort of just, I need to get in the room with him, because she was like, I'm good at convincing people things, and everyone else is to show him everything, you know? Like, so she was just like, right, I need to get us in the room. We got us in the room. John fucking Newman. The bane of our lives.
I hate this man.
I hate him.
I hate this man. I hate this man. Can he please just stay dead?
Newman. This
Newman.
This is at this
I
point.
hate
This is
him.
Newman.
Newman. I hate him. I do hate John Newman.
I
want him
think
to die.
I think
I think
he's
it's really,
such a thorn in my side.
I think it's really funny that he's a real historical figure. Like, this whole show is just John Newman slander.
Hey, fuck John Newman.
Fuck John Newman.
And we stand on that.
Sorry
basis
if you're
here.
John Newman's great-great-grandchild.
Don't be the grandchild of a fucking annoying necromancer that keeps coming back.
Fuck the king. Fuck John Newman.
Yeah, fuck King George.
Fuck King George. And you know what? Big ups the wrong queen.
Big ups Caroline of Brunswick.
Caroline of Brunswick, my Roman Empire.
For real.
You the boys don't fuck with John Newman. You get
I do not fuck with John Newman. I do not. I do not fuck with King George. I do not fuck with John Newman.
And the royal guards are pissing me off.
So, because the guards were annoying and John Newman was there, I couldn't convince the king to just question you in private. Because, of course, his little fucking Grima worm tongue whispering in his ear. Not having it. So that was annoying. So you guys all got taken to a room to await questioning. And then Seth was a teenage boy.
Well, so it was very much... So first, I was just being like, hello, guards. I'm clearly not one of these.
And Rosalind had started that. As the guard, she was like, oh, I presume this is one of the Viscount's servants. Like,
Yeah.
he's not a wanted criminal.
Yeah, so, and I... Obviously, Seth knowing that was Rosalind saying that, very much was like...
Why you got me, though?
I'm not the right person to be here. I'm not with the rest of these people, and the guard being guard, I was like, you're just here, mate. And so I was like, okay, cool. So that is a fruitless effort. Effort number 2. What is their strain level?
Yeah.
because
Seth is doing to investigate.
Seth is very good.
And Seth.
Before Seth became what Seth is now, Seth is very good at being annoying with like being being annoying to adults. Mm-hmm. And now because he is aware of that now.
Yeah. He's self-aware.
He's become self-aware.
Self-aware king.
And he has, and so it's very much like, okay, so I know what is annoying to adults, who I was. What is their strain level? Because also, if it's just the two guards in here, if they start attacking me,
we can take them.
We could probably brawl them.
Yeah. Because they took all your weapons.
They took all our weapons.
Your weapons were in the room.
Weapons were outside on the table.
But they were like just outside with the other guards.
Well, that's the thing. It's very much like, okay, so if we have some time, if it comes to it, if they attack me and it gets to brawl, these two...
Talia could brawl them.
Get table leg.
If we quickly, sort out these two, take out the two in the hallway, we have our weapons back. Don't really know what to do next.
Yeah, but it's something.
But we have our weapons back.
We have our weapons.
Yeah.
Jump cut. Spoiler for later, we don't get that.
But Seth was never going to initiate the fight.
No.
Seth is...
It was just like, if the guards do, we'll probably manage.
Talia almost started the fight. Jesus, she was really like, Seth, I don't know what you're... Well, she wasn't actually thinking anything towards Seth. She was just like, I want to punch these men so hard. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them.
It was Seth was just stress testing.
Yeah.
Like that's...
And I respect him so much for that.
Yeah.
Because it was very much a case of like, we're in a situation where Rosalind is not here. And I am with Harold, Albert, Agatha, Talia. None of us can talk to anyone about anything.
Nope.
Yeah.
Quite frankly, I think I have the best persuasion stat.
Probably.
And I think it's
Albert should, but
Albert should.
He just rolls bad.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's like, well, I can't have this conversation. I'm a child. I'm a child, and they won't listen to me.
Yeah.
So I'll stress test.
Yeah.
Because what else can I do?
Yeah.
He wants to be useful.
He does.
So yeah.
Caroline of Brunswick showed up.
Yep.
She didn't really have time. The problem is Rosalind didn't really have time to think through any of her plans. But she was still just on, I need to get in a room with the king. Mm-hmm. I need to get us in a room with the king.
Yep.
You're not going to listen to a captain of your guard? Okay. Let's bring out the big guns. Let's get your wife back from Europe. And then it was just as Taya, like, Rosalind had the idea while she was the servant just milling in the hallway.
Yeah.
Because at that point she was like, okay, while I come up with something, let me at least be close so I can hear if anything goes wrong and I can run in and help. And she had the thought, and I was like, that's a stupid thought. And then I, as Taya, did a quick Google to check the historical accuracy, because I knew that sometime at this point in the late Regency period, Caroline of Brunswick came back to England. Like, I knew that was a fact, but I was like, wait, is she, isn't she? Because I was sort of like, well, if she's not, Rosalind can play it off as like, I've just got back, what's going on? And it was June 1820.
And we're in June.
And we're in June of 1820. And I saw that, and I was just sort of like, fuck it, we ball, because that's too much of a coincidence for me to then not be Caroline of Brunswick. So Rosalind turned herself into the king's estranged wife.
Yep.
And to be fair, it got me in the room, because her other concern was that she was separate from you guys. Yep. So she was like, okay, I need to get back in the room, which she sort of thought she might be able to do as the servant, but, you know, whatevs, it was less likely. But then she was just like, okay, it's a wild fucking shot in the dark. It might get me an audience with the king. You know? So she walked in and convinced Agatha immediately.
Yeah. I just love the idea.
What did you roll for insight? Did you get 1?
No, but it was like a 4. It was like a 4 or 5.
Roll.
Yeah, and I just love that Agatha watched Rosalind turn into a guard and still didn't join the dots. Like, girly.
Like, why would the queen just walk in and be like, I want to question these criminals, where's my husband?
Yeah.
I really don't know what Seth's thought process was at that.
It's just, it's a lady.
Well, it was just like, well, this is a lady who is...
fancy woman.
This is very clearly someone of high esteem because of how the guards are acting and how she's dressed. Maybe she'll be helpful. Maybe she'll help the king for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah. It was Rosalind's hope. And do you know what? She fooled the guards. She fooled some of you lot. It was what it was. And then the king showed up and he had fucking Newman with him. And she was like, okay, well, maybe I can still claw this back. And she tried to appeal to the king, but Newman was just like, it's not your wife. And then she was like, I literally am. Why are you listening to this random man? And he was like, the king was confused. And then Rosalind was like, okay, fine, I'll tell your guards you have syphilis. And he still didn't really care. And at that point, Rosalind was really grasping at straws. She was really like, oh, Newman's here. I'm kind of fucked, but I tried. Yeah. I tried. Because Newman knew it was a spell. But I did think it was very funny that Newman had no way to prove that without just poking her with a stick.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't have dispel magic, and that's the funniest thing ever to me. And I do think...
What sort of wizard doesn't have dispel magic?
Not a good one.
Bad one.
Yeah. Bad wizard, John Newman. But he poked above the head to make sure it wasn't the Viscount, because he knows the Viscount's tall.
Yeah.
And then he eventually got her, and Rosalind was like, well, I'm not just gonna, I can't keep just, dancing around you forever. So she sort of gave up. And
her immediate switch was so funny.
I see, this is the thing, again and again, it's like, if Newman wasn't there, I think that would have worked.
Yeah.
I so think the switch would have been good. But, again, that was just...
if the king wasn't in on it.
Well, yeah. That was just, the last arrow in her arsenal. Yep. That was the last thing she had. And I do think it's, one of her most iconic moments in the whole campaign.
Well,
I will stand by that.
It was the second to last arrow she had, because the last arrow she had was suggestion.
True. That's true. Yeah. That is true.
Which
that is
very
true.
Us out
which
of
is
the room.
which is what she did.
She got us out of that room and then into another carriage room, but...
Yeah. I do think the crying, scared little girl bit is one of the most iconic things she's ever done. I genuinely think that's so iconic. And then, her actual last arrow was Suggestion, which she only got because she leveled up from killing the Viscount. That is my new spell. And it worked.
Yes.
Which was very good. But of course...
Lyndon was so mad.
Lyndon was so...
He was so like, how can I get out of this? And we were like,
Lyndon was so mad.
Yeah.
You just have to do it.
He was so mad at what a powerful spell it is, and the fact that, there is, if you fail your save, there is actually nothing you can do.
Yeah.
You have to just do the thing.
Yeah.
And, he was so mad about it. Rosalind was so mad that it's a 25-word limit, because that's what stopped her being able to do, and do the ritual as we say, and let us show you the ritual or whatever. She was so mad, but it was what it was. She was sort of like, okay, well, at least that gets us there and it gets us the jewels. Massive step accomplished. Newman was pissed.
Yep.
Because the thing is, she had to include the bit, she couldn't have not had Newman arrested.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Newman would have just started fighting us.
Yeah.
So she had to use some of the words for that to get us to Westminster.
Yeah.
But we did get to Westminster. And on the way, we had some beautiful conversations in the carriage. Did what damsels do best, which is heartfelt conversation.
Yeah.
That was you.
Me?
It was you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was Seth. Yeah.
We got some Seth lore.
We got all the Seth lore.
Yeah.
Well, first we made a plan, and then we got the Seth lore.
Oh, yeah, we did the Sunderstone. We got Richard, Madam, and Diamond.
That
best thing we've ever remembered.
I think we were so smart there.
Yeah, no, that was good, because we, for the plan that we have, without giving anything away...
We need them.
We need them.
I mean, it's probably obvious we need them, given that we left being ushered into Westminster.
Weaponless,
surrounded by
bitchless,
guards.
Guards, full,
They...
and the jewel... Anyway.
Yeah, anyway. We'll get to that hotness later.
We'll get to that hotness.
But yeah, we need them. And again, I just think it's really nice narratively that we do.
Yeah.
Because it's the whole thing, they're as much part of this story now as the girls. Because this story has actually been about opening up a closed system to the people who need it. So it's right that they play an important part near the end. You know,
Yeah.
that's right. So that's nice and satisfying. But yeah, we came up with the plan that Rosalind, who could do suggestion again, could hex the king to give him disadvantage, and then attempt again to suggest that we show him how to do the ritual. Everyone agreed to that, and then it was sort of like, if that fails, fuck it, we ball.
Fuck it, we ball.
You know? And that just was what it was, unfortunately.
Yep.
We asked Harold about the box. The Mornhold box.
Asked
I
about.
don't think we did.
Well, asked about it for the one for Eloise.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, no, like we asked if he had it on him.
Yeah.
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 And it's at the Sanctum as well,
Yeah.
we found out.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Yeah.
Because that's the running theory that we have on how to potentially stop Newman coming back over and over again. Because it's a box that holds the dead.
We need to remember how that works.
Yeah, because it's 3 attempts to
Yeah,
capture
but
someone,
I
you know.
can't remember what the roles are and stuff. We
Yeah,
should
I
look
just
at that.
know Frederick fucked it up in Fathers and Failures. When does Frederick not fuck up? But yeah, we made the plan, and then we were like, well, fuck, we're on our way to save. Like, the world either ends or it doesn't tonight.
Yep.
We either live or die. We're at the end now.
Yep.
Seth, what the fuck happened, bro?
Oh, it's been an interesting couple of months, I guess, for Seth.
Yeah.
I suppose. Yeah. I mean, it
Glad
was.
we got to hear it.
Yeah. You guys. I mean, yeah. Any question? I don't know what else to really say about it. I think Seth.
I think what I'm interested in talking about this is, I think it's really beautiful that Seth was the one that called out Agatha and Talia
Yeah.
for being worse people because of being in London. Because he missed the growth. You know, he hasn't seen the gradual decline. He just remembers what he remembers of them and then what he now can see. And I think that puts him in a very good narrative position to be the one to make them confront themselves. Even though Talia and Agatha both are already on the journey to doing that, it's a really poignant hit as we're coming up to the finale for Seth, who was pure and innocent and started this journey with us. You know, it was the 4 of us at the very beginning, and it's going to be the 4 of us at the end. And it feels right that Seth then, who's missed the middle, is the one to be like, I can see that you're both worse people now, and I think I'm better. And, you know, and that was really beautiful.
Yeah.
I just, yeah.
Well, it was very much a case of like explaining everything that happened to him in those months, and it was. I'm trying to figure out like a good starting point because it was.
Yeah.
'Cause you know, he said that he came with the offer and he had to take some time to think about it, and really like that time for him to think about it was him, for the first time in his life, to critically think about his life.
Yeah.
Which is something he'd never done before. It's just like, well, I wake up, I do work, I go to bed. You know?
He had to become self-aware.
Yeah, and then so for the first time of his life, he had to critically think about everything in his life that had happened up until that point, whether this was worth it or not.
Yeah.
You know those videos of like they're recording a dog and it's like, oh, the dog almost formed its first thought and it's just going. That's kind of exactly what happened, and it's very much like, okay, let's take into consideration what's my family life like. Okay, my mum died during childbirth. My dad isn't here. I've been told from my uncle that he went off for education.
Cambridge, yeah.
Went to Cambridge. Okay. With the memories that Seth has of his dad, not positive ones. Okay, uncle. Well, he lived with his uncle for a bit after dad left, and then he was ushered away from living from his uncle, which he enjoyed doing. He enjoyed being with his uncle, and his uncle does like Seth, but it's very much that's not the life he wants.
His uncle doesn't want a kid.
His uncle doesn't want a
not
kid.
a father.
He's
Yeah.
not a father. Like, it's very much like I never like you are family.
Yeah.
and I'm looking after you. Great. Here's a great way to look. You can be your own man.
Yeah.
Here's a house for you to
And
live
it's
and work
like,
at.
you know, a very big sought after job. Like,
yeah.
you know.
He definitely. It's very much like he did it to help Seth, but also to help himself. Because
Yeah.
it's like, great, I get my own place back.
It
I get to
fixes all
continue my life. It
everyone's,
fixes all the problems. But it's very much Seth's like, I liked being with my uncle and I like being with my family.
Mm-hmm.
I'm no longer doing that. Okay, now I have a job. What is my job? Okay, I clean things. I move things around.
Yeah.
I take things from one place to another place. I boil water.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of do things.
Yeah.
Do I fuck it up a lot? Often. That's my whole life.
Yeah.
And then for the first time, probably Seth, like, in that time, thought about his future.
Mm.
And he couldn't think of anything.
Yeah.
And so it very much ended up being like well, I don't know what the future is if I do that. But my option is currently nothing
Yeah.
or something. So he chose something.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting to play because it's kind of like a very similar to I guess Rosalind in a way
Yeah.
where you were choosing between two somethings, but it's
But it's incomparable. yeah.
yeah, you know.
And I really liked that they got that talk. Like, it sort of feels like Rosalind and Seth both sort of had to go on their own versions of a similar journey to be able to come together as, like, people.
yeah,
You know, whereas they couldn't in, like, the first 4 episodes. And I think it was nice I mean, I don't know exactly, like, what you were thinking as the player of Seth in a lot of that conversation, but for me, it was really nice for Rosalind to suddenly be seeing her younger self in somebody else and to be able to be like, I get you, you know? Because it was suddenly like, you know, she knows what a role Marianne played for her in sort of doing that. And it sort of felt like she could do the same thing for Seth of like, I understand exactly what you mean. And I hope in the future you're going to feel better about things than you do now. You
yeah.
know?
It very much felt like, and you know, I was facing it from the perspective of the younger person being told that from someone else, and it's very much one of the decisions that Seth made when making that decision is like, I will, you know, do of what people say of me to do to help.
Yeah.
But I don't want anyone to make choices for me.
Yeah.
Because everything that in everything that happened in the first 4 episodes, they were choices made for Seth. Seth had no say in anything, and that's, you know, that's what he believed he was fine and happy with.
Yeah.
And then the last time a choice was made for him, you guys left, and he didn't get a say in, like, it's very much he had time to, like, reflect on that, and it was like, because then he found out you guys went to London because Georgiana was like, well, I've been keeping an eye on them. You know, I know what's happening to them. They're in London. They're trying to look for their fathers. You know, this is all the information that Georgiana's handing out, and it's just like, oh, okay, so they chose for me to stay.
Yeah.
And that's the right choice. I'm not saying that's the wrong choice.
No, yeah.
But it was very much a case of, like, I would have liked to make that choice for myself.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so it was just very interesting having that conversation with the three of you. Because it's like, unobjectively, Seth shouldn't have come. Seth had no place being in London with you guys.
But he was still a human being.
Yes.
Even if he was a kid with no powers.
Yeah.
You know?
Because it's you guys were kids with no powers.
Exactly.
No knowledge of powers, you know.
Yeah.
It's Agatha's still a child with no powers. Agatha has a gun.
My Aggie has a gun. My Aggie has a gun.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's just like the alternative side to it.
And I liked as well that in that conversation, because I'd always wondered if it would come up between us, but I really liked that Rosalind got to apologise for teaching you misogyny. And it was nice. I think it's the nice thing about having Seth back is in the same way that Seth's presence was, you know, holding a mirror up to these two to confront what they've become now. It also held that mirror for Rosalind to confront what she used to be, which she doesn't like, you know, and she's not proud of.
Yeah.
But at the same time, and like she said to Seth, she's trying to learn how to still have kindness for that version of herself. But it was really nice for Rosalind to get to verbally work through with Seth. I'm sorry if I accidentally let you think that I thought things about the world that I don't. And to say, and the organisation we have built now, nobody's choices are worth any less because of class or gender or anything. Like, and I just think that any time the story comes back to that, it's really like, oh, this is actually the story we've been telling.
Because
it's really beautiful.
It's very much. A lot of their story has been focused on gender, and it has been beautiful, and it has been the correct kind of story for them to do. The only alternative perspective I like to add onto it is also how class can affect that, because
and the fact that we've had that with the whores joining the sanctum,
absolutely,
and now Seth, makes me so happy.
Because it's one of those things where it's like, great, I can play a mirroring or reflective or bouncing board for the whole gender story with everything that's going on with the women and stuff, but it's like there's not much Seth can do to provide to that story apart from the whole reason also the alternate part of the reason why he accepted that is because he's like, well, I should be a man and step up, you know. That's also part of the reason why he accepted it. It's like, well, a man's duty is to step up and help and protect the women. These women
women who are so powerful need me.
And
in a way it's so interesting because I've never sort of thought about Seth and Rosalind being parallels and foils before, but they kind of are, because it's the same way that Rosalind went to London and decided she had to step up because she was only a woman. She, you know, her whole thing was like, well, I have to, because there's no way as a woman I can prove myself. You know, like, my parents will never love me and be proud of me, so I have to do something exceptional. You know,
and
Seth is the flip side of that, of like, well, I have to because I am a man and this is what's expected of me. It's
also,
I love the show.
I don't know. I don't think this is giving anything like away really. It was just kind of briefly in a conversation with why Georgiana chose Seth. Because I don't think this will ever come up in the show.
Right.
Because there's no reason for it to. But part of the reason why Georgiana chose Seth it was kind of brought up. It was to, you know, there was the old version of her, which was to protect, like, just to, like, in case anything happens, I can help in just making sure, like, death isn't reached. But then there's the other side of the new, cold, dead version of her, where it's like, well, if something happens to Seth,
he's disposable.
You know? There's that other side of it as well. Which was briefly, like, mentioned in the conversation with me and Lyndon before. But
I'm so interested. I would love to hear all of yours and Lyndon's conversations. Like it's so fascinating, and it's so cool to know that you've been doing that, like, behind the scenes this whole time, while we've just been like, oh, poor baby with 4 hip bones.
Hey, I haven't been helping. I've been going like, he's.
Lyndon's the biggest troll on the internet. Being like, I'm never gonna give Seth a class.
When
he already had.
I want to have seen the smirk on your face when #bring back Seth with stats.
I can't explain to you. I felt like I was at, like, the specific ending of a movie where I get on the train, I got my backpack on, my phone vibrates, and I look up and I see cleric ? And I just kind of look up, smirk, credits start rolling, you know?
It's like a prequel.
Like a kind of prequel. But yeah, it was, and then the whole, because I, as Rio, had a long conversation with Lyndon. I, as Rio, know the god that Seth is drawing power from.
Cool.
Seth doesn't. I'm not gonna, like, because I don't think it's too important for, like, it to be brought up.
I don't want to hear about it in case it comes up in the future.
Well, yeah, exactly. You know? So it's just
in
like,
a one-shot or something.
Like, it's, I, as Rio, know and understand, and it is, like, without giving anything too much away, it is just, like, the way I see it, because, you know, when you do good things for people, it makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Now, when Seth does good things for people, it literally makes him feel good.
Oh!
You know? So, you know, there's that part of it too.
I'm gonna cry.
But yeah, it's like he is aware, but there is a, and God's not as in, like, it's truly, like, Seth doesn't understand it at all.
Yeah.
Like, because the way that Seth understands it, it's like, I don't think it's someone in the sky.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like I don't know what it is, but it's like there is something out there that is strong powers and is standing for good.
And that's all he needs to know.
You know?
But at the same time, I like that Rosalind was able to be like, but if you ever did want to find out more, you know, Lucas at the Sanctum,
Yeah,
He
yeah.
told me a god could be a forest.
Yeah.
Or a feeling. Like God, like it could be anything now.
Yeah.
So I think it's cool. I love the god lore in Demons and Daughters. I really, really love it.
As someone who is a not religious person, I always find like god stuff in like fantasy
same.
stuff so
It's the
interesting.
most compelling thing.
It's-
I think it's the sort of apex of human nature to believe,
Yeah.
to need a higher power, and also to create stories. And it always is the most interesting thing in the world to me.
Yeah.
I love it.
It was also being like just kind of looking at you guys and being like, yeah, you threaten. It's not a case of like Seth doesn't like you. It's just kind of being like, okay, so in your own head and mind, in those moments, and I know this isn't the case. The reason why Seth, when you pointed the gun, and it's like, if that's so be it, because it's very much a case of like, okay, if I'm most useful to you now dead,
Yeah.
then so be it. You know?
Yeah.
Arranged.
He wants to be helpful and useful.
I know.
And it literally makes him feel good.
No, it's just heartbreaking.
Yes. Someone who of a lower class privilege being taken advantage of by someone in a higher class privilege who was already a dead person anyway. Tough, innit?
Yeah. It's all very tough.
But he's generally quite happy. He's generally quite a happy guy.
It's nice. It's really beautiful, and there's so many things about it that are really poignant, but it's so beautiful overall. Like, I think it's a really lovely story.
Anything you guys want to? Anything else?
I was just really enjoying hearing all of the Seth lore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I talked
It
for a
was
lot. Sorry
really
about that.
beautiful.
No, it was so good. I was really like,
I wish I could hear all the conversations between you and Lyndon.
Yeah.
Like, I would really give
I
it
wish I
a
recorded them, but you know,
I wish you had. Could have put them on Patreon.
Well, a lot of the conversations would be being like, how about this? And then going silent for like a minute and going, how about? And then saying it to me and be like, oh, okay. Silent for a minute. And then me going, okay, how about this? And then going, silence for
That's
another
so
minute.
fascinating. I want to watch that.
There were times, I'd have to be recording all the time when it's just me and Lyndon around, because there'd be times where I'd say something to Lyndon
Well,
and then
yeah.
he'd disappear for 3 days and come back and be like, so that thing you said.
Yeah. He is like that as a DM.
yeah. I mean, he's like that as a person.
Well, yeah. But yeah.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
it's very much Seth wants to be useful. Seth now is, and it's one of those things as well when it very much kind of ringed in Seth's ear. It's like when Rosalind was just kind of like, you could have been hurt, and it was just like, you did.
Yeah.
That
Like-
broke her. I nearly cried, actually. I forgot. You like made Rosalind cry because, like,
Well,
people
because-
don't care about her. You know, she's still not like used to that.
Yeah.
Like, and even though like she knows she has worth now, it's still strange when she's reminded of it. And then when he was saying like, that nearly made me cry. And then I was really tearing up when he was saying to her that like, I know your mother now, and like, she's not been the nicest to me, and I know she's not been the nicest to you, but the real version of her that she should have been does still love you. Rosalind was really like, cool.
Great, thanks for that.
Thanks.
But that, I think, because Talia almost said it before you did, because I think you'd said, like, you're a child and you could have been hurt.
Yeah.
And then Seth said it back. But before Seth said it, Talia almost said it
Yeah.
as, like, a realization of, like, oh, no, like, you're so right. We're actually...
Yeah.
Like, we're actually not that different
From you.
from when we left you. Like, we actually weren't that far apart.
We're only
we
a few
were-
years older
Only a
than
couple
you.
years older.
We were a couple of years older. Mechanically, we only had a few more hit points than you. And, like...
Agatha had 9 hit points.
Yeah.
Like,
Just over double.
And,
yeah.
like... I think that was one of the first times that Talia, like, registered, like...
yeah.
Oh no,
Same.
like we were children and we got hurt and like we've been put in these situations, and she's obviously had that thought before of like, this shouldn't be, like, we shouldn't be having to do this, but I don't think she'd ever fully seen it as much as in that
Comparing
like,
ourselves
well, I
to
saw
Seth.
it with you and I saw that you were a
Yes.
child who
Yeah.
needed to be protected, and even then she didn't see you as a child
Yeah.
compared to herself because there wasn't that much in it. She was just like, oh, you're
A young lad,
you're a
like-
young guy, you were
Yeah.
friends. But it was that, like, I think she's really aware looking at him now.
Yes.
At how young he is.
And how young we all are.
But also, like, before she realised how young, like, what am I trying to say? Before she had that realisation, I think she was seeing Seth as so much younger than the girls currently are because of everything that they've now done. And in that, like, oh, but I didn't used to think that we were different, really. And even...
And we weren't.
And we weren't. And even when I did, and that, like, you should be protected, like, it just, like, she just had a moment of, like, oh, no, but, like, we're all kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's also, like, because it's one of those things now where, like, he has full body tattoos.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because she really had a moment with that when you were, like, showing the tattoos and she was like, you're 15.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you're a boy.
And it's like, you're 18 and you've got your whole back.
Yeah.
Like,
so I researched how Celtic tattoos are done. How they would do is they would prod holes into your skin and then rub ash and dirt and dyes into it, and like similar to stick and poke, but it's very much like a bunch of holes. And this was like all over the body, thick Celtic designs and stuff. So it's very.
I know Dina was giggling.
Duna was having a great time.
Dina was so unprofessional.
Yeah.
I know the Hereford women were really like, and Dina was like,
yeah.
I love her. But yeah, no, I agree. I had the same thing similarly where it was like, oh, we are children in the same way you are.
Yeah.
Which is that we are and we aren't.
Yeah.
But we always were.
Yeah.
And not that much time has actually passed.
Like, it's actually only been a few months.
Yeah.
It's one of those moments where, like, Seth was saying it because Seth was, like, believing that this was the right thing to say, but it was very much talking about, like, when Rosalind saying that, but I didn't have worth, and Seth was like, no, but you did. Like, you... That Mayflower event thing,
no, that's what made me cry.
Yeah,
that made me cry.
Because it was very much like, I understand that you felt like you failed that, but everyone there was having a great time because of the things that you helped did.
That really got her. Like, Rosalind had never before... She's so stupid. Like, she really had never before considered until... again, it was very similar to the fact, like, the realisation that we're all kids in the way Seth is, but... being around another person who, like, is kind, and that's how Rosalind sees their worth, she'd never thought to apply that to herself before, because she didn't think she was particularly kind or good before this journey, because of what she'd done to Talia, and because of how she felt that she was always lying as a child, and she felt that she was always doing something wrong. Like, Rosalind never really thought of herself as an especially good person. Like, she valued kindness, she put a lot of stock and value in goodness and kindness. She didn't particularly think she was good or kind, even though she was.
Yes.
And it's that interesting thing, like, the May fate was sort of the worst day of her life, but sort of the best, in that that is what sent her on this whole journey, and that's what's allowed her to learn everything and gain everything that she has, and also lose everything that she's lost. But it's also just, like, she'd just never before considered that, like, she'd done a good thing for people with that. Yeah. She was always... because she was so... oh, well, my mother's not pleased with me, so I obviously didn't do a good job. It had never occurred to her before that, like, oh, but everybody else was happy with what I'd done.
Everyone else was dancing, like there was laughter in the air, like and it was very much, it was...
and it was such a good day of Seth's life, and it was the sincerity that when he said, like, that was one of the happy... like, I had such a good day. And she really, like, that's why she was really, like, into it. She was really, like, I don't think she replied. Like, I didn't really have anything to say, because she was just so, like, oh... like... I did that, you know?
Yeah.
And it was really nice.
And, like, on the other side of it, before he left, Talia was Seth's favourite, but currently Seth doesn't know how to talk to Talia.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's come across very well, but it's very difficult.
It's very sad.
It is.
It makes... it's one of the things that has made Talia very... yeah.
Yes.
Did she get that?
Yes, she moves.
It's one of the things that's making Talia very upset, and she doesn't really know how to figure out, because of how important and instrumental Seth was to her last time they'd seen each other. Because Seth was the only person in the house that was nice to her, other than sometimes Edwin. They'd have a bit of fun, but, like, Edwin wasn't around that much and didn't really spend that much time with her.
Yeah.
Like, Seth was sort of the only person that Talia felt able to approach and talk to.
Yeah.
And they had...
And I'm so glad she got to say that to him as well in the moment, because I don't know if that's something Seth had ever considered. Because you said that when he was saying that he didn't have worth, you were like, you were the only thing that made being at Penhallow Hall bearable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of the response, because it's very much the response to Talia are more so internalized at the moment, because he has to figure that out, because it's a combination of, like, you left, and he doesn't... It's very bizarre, because in his concept, Talia was probably the closest thing Seth had to a best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is the same way that Talia felt about Seth.
And then you came back and then was like, if you don't leave this room, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah, and
right.
she's very upset about now not knowing how to talk to you, because you were the only person that she didn't really have to think about what she was saying.
Yeah.
And now she's really like, oh, once again, but in such a more, like, interpersonal and, like, emotional way, I've become a bad person and have hurt people, and that's got reactions that I now have to try and undo, because this is something that can be undone, that she's now got to figure out. A lot of her a lot of the other bad things that she's done there isn't a fix for.
yes.
She killed someone, she can't bring them back.
Yeah.
She burnt a place down, she can't rebuild that.
Yeah.
You know? I know she's sort of trying with Rosalind, that's a very different thing, but this...
But that's trying to rebuild a relationship.
Yes.
Yeah.
She can't undo any of the bad things she has done.
Yeah.
So.
Whereas, and she, obviously she can't undo threatening Seth, but she is aware that that is something that is fixable in a, like, not in an easy way, but, like, it's a lot easier to try and re-establish this
That
than it is
only
to...
has to come from her.
Yeah.
She doesn't have to, like, get the crown jewels to fix this, you know?
And it's sort of one thing that is contained that can be worked on quite easily, whereas there's, like, so many issues between these that's, like, a lot to work through and undo and try and fix, whereas with Seth it's like,
More
I
simple.
did this one bad thing, potentially two by leaving, but regardless, like, I chose to do this thing because I'm a bad person and my instinct is always to try and scare people off, and now I need to try and undo that and figure out how to speak to Seth when I don't know how to speak to people, and he was one of the only people that I could.
Yeah.
I don't know if I made any sense.
No,
that
it
makes
made
perfect
perfect sense to me.
Yeah.
It's very much, I like, it's very, I'm not saying there is an easy fix, but I do think it's so, like Seth has taken in the apology you gave, Seth has taken in the things you have said. It's unfortunate because right now he doesn't have the time to process and think about
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is the other thing. So much that's happened in these past few episodes that we filmed, none of us have had time to process anything at all.
Yeah.
Like, it's been so go, go, go. And my sort of hope is that either in sort of like the aftermath of it all, we get to see a bit of it, or when we sort of come back for a one shot, we sort of see
The effect.
and how they've developed and how it's worked out.
Because my hope, what I would like, I think, is to have this big battle, and whether we succeed or fail, I think we each then get a few epilogue scenes, you know? That's my hope. And my hope is that some of those are help processing and moving forwards, you know? And then, of course, you know, I mean, we're talking a lot about endings, but, you know, this main bulk of this campaign as it is coming to a climax.
Yeah.
But the world and the stories and the characters are not ending for Damsels in Distress. You know, we're going to see these people again. There's a lot unfinished that we're going to tie up.
If they live.
Yeah. Well, for whoever lives.
For whoever lives.
Some people will, we hope.
Yeah.
We hope it's not a TPK. Yeah. But yeah, God's willing, we come back to wrap things up. We do some one shots, some mini series set. I think there'll be a few closer to this, and then a few further into the future.
Well, there's going to be some that are pretty immediately afterwards, because there's going to, after this big battle, there's still a significant thing that needs to happen.
There is. There's a rescue mission that
There's still a
deserves
place
its own...
that we need to go that's got
Yeah.
lots of people that we
Which,
need to get.
in my head, is kind of like the separate finale of Demons and Daughters.
Yeah.
You know, in my head, this is like the finale of the main bit.
This is the finale of Saving the World.
Yeah.
This is the finale of the overarching story.
Story, yeah.
And then we have the finale of, like, the girl
Yeah,
story.
which is like a little separate mission that we're gonna go on probably very quickly after the show wraps
it's
up.
the next thing.
I mean, it's like we're resting up, we're getting back to full hit points, and then we're off.
Well, then
Well-
we're going back and I'm speaking to Frances and being like, what's going on?
Well, yeah.
And then she's helping us.
Yeah.
I'm like, you owe
She
this.
can come with us
Actually,
if she wants.
come
Come with us. But yeah,
Get your auntie killed in hell. Whoopsies.
listen, it's
She
her
can
choice
help
if
us
she wants to
do
come.
something
She's
if she wants. I'm not
powerful.
forcing her to do anything.
But
I will say the reason why it's very kind of like fine with Agatha, with Seth, is very much the case of one, he has witnessed your mother.
yeah, he's lived with your mother for months.
Yeah.
Second of all, he feels, whether it's true or whether it's not, he feels that part of the reason why you left is because of him.
Because of Seth.
Seth
Yes.
convinced her to.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because it like
Yeah.
that,
Their beautiful
it's like they had that
conversation.
long
Yeah.
Do you
conversation,
think
and
your father's evil?
you know,
Yeah.
and then coming back, and then like, and then also stabbing someone with a sword and shooting someone with a gun is very different things.
Yeah.
You can aim a gun at someone, and a gun is one of the most evil inventions ever created because you can end someone's life with the press of a button. That's
Yeah.
nuts. You aim the gun, you didn't press the button.
Yeah.
Talia would have to walk through like 3 people to get to Seth to kill him,
Yeah.
which at that time wasn't pertinent. All you would have to do is press the button, then turn back around.
Yeah.
You actively didn't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not a case of like, and you know, he's also taken in Agatha's apology as well. He is kind of just fine with you because also
Yeah.
you out of the 3, you probably treated Seth the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
it's just kind
Eyes
of
down,
like,
Seth.
yeah, you know, it's
Let me stand on your back, Seth, to get on my horse.
you know, so it's
Don't go get me some steps. Get on the floor.
so you know, it's
Growth
ultimately
is so...
it's ultimately like fine, and I do think Seth and Agatha can have a stronger than it even was before relationship. You know, it's just like Seth's very much like Seth's just like, you've apologized, you didn't shoot me, your actions are your actions. You know,
Yeah.
and that's kind of why Seth said that to Agatha. It's like, your actions are your actions, it doesn't make you who you are.
Yeah.
You know, and also like a lot of the time actions are done by scared people.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so it's kind of like, I understand. Your mother's a scary lady. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just like, you do things when you're scared, whether you're scared for yourself or you're scared for other people. You do things. You didn't shoot me. We're ultimately fine. And it's also like, Seth's like, we're ultimately fine. I don't know how to talk to you.
Yeah.
Now you know, I was bad at talking to people beforehand. Seth is extremely more confident now. He's changed a lot. But it's just a case of like, I enjoyed talking to you, but I don't even know how to start a conversation.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just kind of like a, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything else for me to say. Anything?
I don't think so.
Cool. So we go out the carriage.
And then just absolute carnage. Absolute carnage.
Go out the carriage.
The last few minutes of this episode are a fucking train wreck.
The last few minutes of this episode, we then went home and discussed
stop.
for 2 hours to circle back to Plan A.
Yeah.
No.
It wasn't even Plan A, because Plan A was our second plan.
Yeah, it was Plan 0.
It was Plan 0. So it will be talked about in the next talks after this.
Yeah.
What the
Yeah.
plan was, but basically sums up so much happening at the end of this that we had to be like, all right, you know what, we should stop recording,
Yeah.
take some moment to take our breath. We got in the car, we spoke in the car, we got back to the flat, we sat down and we spoke for 2
The
more
whole
hours.
time, yeah, we made dinner and ate it in the time we were still having this, like, war council where we were like, genuinely, I don't see a way out. How the fuck are we doing this? How are we getting the jewels in? How are we getting the rich? What are we doing? We're gonna die.
we came up with a plan A and then a plan B and then combined them to plan C, and then at the end of that we circle back to plan 0.
We'll tell you what plan C was.
Plan
next
C
talk.
was batshit. Once you see what actually happens, I've got it noted down, because Plan C involved Rosalind doing so much shit that, like, I was so genuinely like, no, I have to write this down step by step or I'm going to forget what she's doing. It was going to be called Rosalind's Big Day Out. Rosalind was really going to be Alison the night she vanished in Pretty Little Liars and do everything and see everyone. But, she's not going to do that. But I will read it to you when when you've seen what actually happens. But what got us to that point of chaos was Rosalind fucked up. She didn't fuck up.
It was a group decision.
It was a group plan.
Based on lack of knowledge.
And actually it was the king that fucked us up by rolling 2 18s on his wisdom save.
Yes,
even with disadvantage.
Yes.
That's so rude. Suggestion. Womp womp.
Womp womp.
Second suggestion failed. And he now knows that I'm doing some magical fuckery. I think Rosalind has really singled herself out, which is so funny. Rosalind, in this bit, has really singled herself out as the troublemaker, which I think is really fun for her character. It's like, oh, who is this bitch? Oh, she pretended to be my wife. Then she just, like, got down and pretended to cry about her husband. And then she cast a spell on me to mind control me and get the crown jewels. And now she's trying to pull the same spell again. What is wrong with this girl? She's deranged and I love her. But it didn't work. He rolled 2 18s, which is unfortunate. Newman's escaped. He's definitely on his way here.
Yeah, we'll see him at the Abbey.
The jewels are being sent back to the tower. And we're surrounded by so many guards.
But there are 3 people
In the street.
waiting for us.
And that might be our saving grace. Yeah.
It's a shame that the sending stone, you can't send more than one message a day.
Yeah.
That would be
It really
useful.
is.
Yeah.
But we did need to use it when we did, and it's so funny going into this massive battle, like the biggest thing we've ever done, the climax of this show, and we've used up all our shit, but like we had to get us to this point, to get us in the room.
Yeah.
If I hear the phrase "get you in the room" one more time, I'm gonna scream. I think
Like,
I don't like being in any
I don't
rooms.
want to be in the room.
I don't want to be in the room. I don't want to be in
want
a
to be
room.
in the room where it happens.
Put me in a field.
For real. I will say as well, because I had a really interesting little like thought process after we stopped filming yesterday, because Rosalind is sort of accepting her position as a leader in that she's like, well, this is where I'm at now, so I just have to get on with it and cope with the fact this is who I am. And she has definitely, I think she's currently in this state of like, she's right now thinking she's been a really bad leader, but I think that proves that she's a good leader, because Rosalind is now like, oh god, I should not have killed the Viscount this morning. Like, her whole thing is really like, I fucked up, that's the reason why I don't have enough spell slots and sorcery points, and why you don't have your spell slots, and like, everyone is down, and like, if I hadn't decided to kill the Viscount this morning, we could have just done the ritual with him and then dealt with him later. So she's really like, oh, I made my first selfish decision and it was bad as a leader for me to do. That was bad leadership. And then I've tried to do this spell, and that's what's really fucked us right now, and that's what's put us in this position where it seems like things are quite hopeless. And obviously it's a save spell, so she didn't do anything wrong. She did the same as she did when it worked. But Rosalind actually doesn't know that much about how her magic works logistically, and she's just like, oh, it didn't work. I failed, you know? The plan hinged on me and I failed. But I think what's proving that even in this thinking that she's been a really bad leader, she's a really good leader, is that she's not losing her mind about it in the way she would have in Act 1.
Yeah.
Like, she's not being like, oh, you fucked everything up. Like, she's just like, well, we ball. Like, we improvise. We have to go in. We have to do this.
We have to do it.
We will find a way because I need to save the world.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I'm proud of her for that.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's like insane character growth in like the best way possible, because it is one of those things where the suggestion spell the second time around didn't work.
Yeah. Unfortunate.
But if it had worked, it would have been baller.
Well, yeah.
That worked great. Brilliant. We can continue with what we're doing. Unfortunately, where we're at now, it's like, okay, the plan didn't work. Yes, as a group, we should have probably created
A better
one or
backup plan.
either a couple of fallbacks.
Yeah.
We are now in a situation where we will learn from this.
Yeah.
But right now, we have to deal with this.
We do. But I'm proud of them all.
Absolutely.
I think the last few episodes have shown so much growth in all of them in very different ways. I think it's brought us back to the core of the show, which is, and the start of the show, which is the four of us, actually. And all of these themes are tying together in a very interesting way. So now we just have to hope we can save the world.
So come back next week to find out.
See if we save
Yes.
Favourite moment.
Oh, that was such a good ending.
I know, but I was waiting for an opportunity to say favourite moments, and then we can just talk about it was all good and then just move on if you want.
I want to talk about my favourite moment.
Well, yeah.
I was kidding.
We killed the Viscount. He's fucking dead now. I killed the Viscount. Killing the Viscount in the way that we always wanted to kill him.
Yeah.
One of my favourite moments, not just of these episodes, of the entire show. Actually, so many moments from this are some of my favourite moments of the entire show. Because killing the Viscount, the moment where I was on 1 hit point and it was just me and the Viscount,
Yep.
and getting that with Lyndon, Agatha and Martha, the entire thing, and then Agatha and Harold, one of my favourite things that's ever happened on the show, like, so intensely. Find, like, Rosalind getting to process a little bit about her mother and Frederick, and getting the 5 minutes she needed to cry. So grateful for. And then being Caroline of Brunswick, one of my favourite things I've done in the whole show.
Yeah.
And
was good.
it was very fun for me as a player, because so much of like my thing in this campaign is that I do know so much about the history of the period, and it was really fun to use that.
I never said my note about that whole situation. Our want for historical accuracy is crazy flippant.
No, for real.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, we said cool and girlfriend, but also Caroline of Brunswick returned to England this exact month, which is why I can do this plan. Like,
Maybe
so stupid.
Maybe the reason why where you found that said that is because it was just reported that she was there, and it was actually just Rosalind disguised as her in that month.
So we do save the world!
Yay!
Favorite moment?
I think it's got to be Aggie and Martha. I just think that one tops them all. As much as everything else was, like, there were so, like, all the things that you said I did love and were amazing, and, you know, being on 1 hit point when we finally took down the Viscount was great.
Yeah.
But I just think there's nothing better than Martha and Aggie.
Yeah.
Like, I loved the Seth lore and them having that, like, conversation,
that
but
too.
I just think that that was a masterpiece, and,
It was.
and there's nothing on there's nothing else.
Yeah, I felt awful because that happened. I was like, how the fuck am I meant to top that? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that was probably my favourite moment too.
I quite enjoyed the bit slightly before the only Martha and Aggie bit, where it was Martha v the 3 girls, and the 2 of us just reverted back to like
No, literally,
9-year-old us
when they
being
were
like,
when they were kids.
actually, I don't think that you're right, and I'm just gonna annoy you.
Actually,
But yeah,
it was needed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your favourite moment as well? Also?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also the conversation with Seth. I think that was also a needed conversation. And it was really beautiful. We've had a fair few monologues throughout this campaign, and I think that was your first one.
Yeah. Join the club,
And
you're a damsel now.
yeah, and it was gorgeous.
It was.
I loved it.
I
so
have
much.
another favourite moment, and it's the reveal of Seth being able to heal and having.
Oh,
magic
yeah.
being
Yeah, I was really thinking about how am I going to do this. Like, okay, he pops back around the corner like, I'm alright. Yeah.
Your favourite moment?
Mulching the Viscount.
Yeah.
Turning him into fertilizer in the
So
rose
good.
garden.
Yeah, that was great.
So good.
Eat the rich? No, mulch the rich. They'll
Yes.
provide better nutrients that
They
way.
do. For the soil of dead women's gardens.
Yes. I suppose. Yeah, I liked being able to finally reveal the Seth.
After 2 years.
After 2 years.
I could never keep a secret for 2 years. Not like that.
Did you tell
Don't look at me.
anyone else?
I mean,
I know.
No.
I love you.
No, so not even like. Oh, I suppose because our friends watch the show.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
you
wow.
can't give spoilers. Like imagine you just rock up to Fred and you're like, "Hey yo,
You want to do
that's
something
the cleric."
crazy? Yeah, no, I ain't told no one.
Wow.
It's just
Signed your
sometimes
invisible NDA.
sometimes you guys say something and I'm just like,
Yeah, you've done a fantastic job, and the lying is now over. You're free.
now I just have to keep secrets from my own home game.
Yep.
And
Oh, you can tell me those though.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So
Now
that's
you just have
they're
to
not-
keep Seth alive for the
Yeah,
night.
they're not entire secrets.
well, Seth can die now. That's fine. Yeah, that moment, mulching the Viscount, finally revealing everything, and I think I did I'm quite happy with how I played Seth.
Yeah, you
Sessions.
did beautifully.
That's just a selfish one because I was very worried about how I was going to play Seth like
No,
coming
it
back
was
because
amazing.
It was so
I knew
perfect.
you would just fall back into it because that's what this show does. Like, it just is special.
I'll have a drink. I took laudanum.
Yeah.
I went to a whorehouse. I had intercourse. I've killed people, and everything is okay.
What a nice note to end on.
That moment, like the whole thing, but
Yeah.
that really like struck a chord.
Yeah.
And it was just
Gorgeous.
yeah. So you know,
Closing
and also
thoughts.
good that he's dead. Viscount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
scared.
very scared,
Shitting my pants.
but
Let's see
I'm
if we
excited
save the world.
for the next episode.
I'm so excited. It has been a 2.5 year journey to see if these girls will
Can
save the world.
Will they?
So-
Let's fucking see.
come
But do you
back-
know what? Do you know what? Even if they've not finished it, they are all, and they all have, in different ways, saved themselves. So, let's try and save the world now too. That'll just be a bonus.
That'd be a bonus at this point.
At this
yeah.
point. Love you all. Thank you so much for being here.
And
Come back next week.
Come back next week.
To see the fight. I've been waiting so long. I tried to say that like 5 times.
Yeah.
And until next time.
Submissive and subscribable.